What's up, guys? Here in C++, just messing around. But today I'm going to show you how to make some integer variables. Just teach you some basics. I'm going to open up code blocks, create a new project, console application. Next, have it highlighted on C++, and we'll call it integer variable, of course. Okay, I'm going to try to just do this in one take. So yeah, so first you've got your include.io stream using namespace std, int main, where you do your work, your cout, console out, where you type everything up, end line brings you to the next line, and return 0. So if you want to see your code print out, you'll press Control F9 to build and Control F10 to run. Whenever I say Control 9 and Control 10, I actually mean Control F9 and Control F10. You could put whatever you want inside these quotes, like howdy, and you'll have to do Control 9, Control 10, run and build, or build and run. Here it is, howdy. So yeah, you could put numbers in here if you like in the quotes. That, few words, run and build again, and here it is. But you could also do math in between these arrows, between cout and endline. You can't do it in the quotes because these are inside the quotes. It's just considered as text, so it won't really do anything. I mean, 5 plus 5, it's not going to give you the value of 5 plus 5. So to keep it simple, we're gonna do it's actually a order of sequence here on code blocks. Okay, so 5 plus 10 divided by 2, which is a forward slash when you're dividing. Let me get some space. I like to space everything out so easy to read, nice and neat, you know. 2 times 3 plus 20, plus 25. So first 10 divided by 2 will happen, and then after that it'll multiply whatever 10 divided by 2 was, which is 5. And then once 5 is multiplied by 3, 15, then it'll just add everything up together, and your total should be 45 if you've done it correctly. So moving on, we're going to run and build it. Build and run it, my bad. And here you are, 45 is your answer. And really you could do anything in here. I mean, you don't want to go crazy. The computer can only handle so much math, you know, and you can do whatever you want. You could multiply, you could add, you could divide. You could actually do remainders, so you could do, let's see, you could do, let's do 32 remainder, which is actually percent sign 5, and that should come out to 2. Here you are, your remainder is 2. So let's move on and create our first variable. So you want to start off with, also to make an indent, you'd press tab to get that little space before int right there, and cout and return. So you want to start off with int, which is your integer, only whole numbers, no decimals, just 1, 2, 3, not 1.1, not 1.5, nothing like that, nothing with decimals is integers. So we'll call this int number. int number equals 10, right? And so if you want to see your number be displayed, you'll type number in your cout line right here as shown. Build, run it, and just like that, 10. Now if you want words or text with your number variable on the same line, oh shoot, okay, make sure you separate it. Every time you want to add text with your variable, you have to separate it between these two arrows. Make sure there's no spaces in between them. And now you could throw down your quotes. So you could say number equals build and run, and here you are, number equal 10. So make sure you have a space after the equal, or else the 10 will be touching the equal sign. But yeah, that's just if you want to add text with your variable, you'd add these two arrows in between them. We'll call them arrows for now. I don't know if I said this before, but I don't know the name, so we'll just call them arrows. So proceeding on. Okay, here we go. So you could actually make or declare more than one variable on the same line. So all you got to do is put a comma after your first variable, and let's say number 2. There's our second one. Has no value, but let's make another one, number 3. And let's make a total. Excuse me. Alright, so none of these variables have values, so we'll give them values. Number equals 10, semicolons. Okay, so after each line you put a semicolon to let your computer know that you have finished that line, as shown here, 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 here. And of course you do all your work between the brackets so it may knows to run it. Because if you do it outside, you'll get an error, and errors are no good. Excuse me, as I scratch my arm. I don't know if I did that in the mic. Probably did. But let's make another variable, number 2. Another value. We'll make it 20. So number 2 equals 20 right here. That's how you give it a value. Semicolon at the end. And last one, whoops. Number 3 equals space 30. And there you go. You gave all your variables values except total. And for total, you can actually put variables in another variable.
Wow.
So let's make our total number plus number 2, for example. So starting off with addition, or adding, of course. Ooh, number 2. And so this is gonna add these two variables together inside of total. And if you want to see it, if you want to see your total answer, you'll build and run it, and here you are with a value of 30, because number equals 10 and number 2 equals 20. And actually, let's just remove the value out of number 3. So you can also make other variables equal another one. So number 3, we can make it equal either number 2 or number or total. But we'll just make it equal number, and we'll create another cout. So cout, or just cout, no spaces, 2 arrows, and we'll write number 3 space 2 arrows end line and L semicolon. So your line is finished, your code is finished. Forgot my semicolon. Got to be very specific. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Yeah, so number 3 equals number, meaning that that variable equals 10 because number has a value of 10. So build it and run it. Here we go. Alright, so as you see, we have two outputs, 30 and 10. The first one is total, and the second console output is 10. It goes in order. Everything goes in order. As you can see, 1 to 19. Okay, so now that we've got that done, let's give number 3 its value of 30 again. Let's delete line 12, and we can keep these two couts. So first we're going to start by adding. You could add inside the cout, or you could just do totals, but for now we're just going to add inside the cout. So let me show you how to do a comment. Comment is, I don't even know if you could see it with the computer, but 2 forward slashes. Anything you type in here has no effect. Usually it's just used to describe what you're doing. So adding what variables. Okay, so let's do number plus number 2, and number 3 plus number. And so for this line right here, you'll have a total of 30, number plus number 2, and for the next one, number plus number 3. Number 3 plus number, you'll have a total of 40. I don't know if you could hear that, but build it, run it. Here we go. Alright, so you got 30 and 40, which is exactly what we just said. And make sure you always close it out before you try to build anything, because if you try to build and that's still open, nothing will happen. So let's move on to subtracting with variables. Alright, so cout, 2 arrows, and really you could use, if you want to mess around, you could use any of these variables if you like in any order, but we're just going to do the same thing. Number minus number 2, and you'll get a negative from this because 10 minus 20 is negative 10. 2 arrows again, and line, and L, and semicolon to finish that off, and then we'll do another one. Number 3 minus number. End line, of course. Don't forget your 2 arrows, and don't forget your semicolon. Oh yes, I wanted to add another space in between. Well, you'll see. I'll explain why I threw this in. So build and run. You don't need to, but it's just so I can show you. So here you have, this is where we are adding 30 and 40, and here we are subtracting. This space right here in between the two numbers that's what the end line does. So I threw that end line so we can distinguish what we're working on. So yeah, number minus number 2, 10 minus 20 equals negative 10, and 30 minus 10 equals 20. Moving on to multiplying. Alright, so C out, just like we've been doing. 2 arrows. We're going to throw in an end line so we can throw in that extra line in between subtracting and multiplying. And we're going to use number. And to multiply, you use star. Right there, your number 8. That's what it should be. Shift 8. Number multiplied by number 2. 2 arrows, end line. And we'll do it again. C out, 2 arrows. Number 3 multiplied by number, end line. Don't forget your semicolon and your 2 arrows. And here we go. You build it. You build it and you run it. Alright? So here we go. Here we go again. Yeah, so number times number 2, which is 10 times 20, you get 200, and 30 times 10 is 300. And yeah, that's how you multiply. Next, we're going to divide. So, whoops, we're going to throw in our quotes. You don't need to. Just doing it. You probably been doing it, I'm not sure, but we're going to divide. So C out, 2 arrows, end line, so we can add that space. 2 arrows again. Number, forward slash. Don't forget forward slash is the divide. Forward slash number 2. Whoops. Remember, be very cautious. We made the T in 2 capital, so make sure you always do that. And if you haven't done so, you'll probably be stuck with errors. I'm sorry. 2 arrows again, end line, semicolon. So now, here we go. Wait, no, we're not even finished. We're gonna throw in another one. What a dingus. Alright, so C out, 2 arrows again. You already know. Number 3 divided by number, end line. Whoa! Whew. Alright, you build it and you run it. So our first value for number divided by number 2 is 0. It would actually be 0.5, but since we're working with integers, it's going to be 0. I'll show you just in a bit how I can show you how to make it 0.5. So number 3 divided by number is 3, which is correct. 10 goes into 33 times, of course. So here we go. So to work with decimals with your variables, you'll declare them as doubles or double. So now all your variables, all your numbers, all your number 2s, number 3s, and totals are doubles now. So you can just throw in a 0.5, 0.2, point whatever. So we're gonna just run and build again, and here you can see 0.5 is your answer for number divided by number 2. But we'll discuss that later. We'll just keep them as integers. So next, I'm going to show you remainders. Or we're going to work with some remainders. So, going to make our comment to block that. Remainders. Let's call them remainders. C out. 2 arrows. And we're going to just divide and do the remainders at the same time. Or together. Together. So, make sure you throw in an end line to separate, see what you're working on. So we can do, let's mix it up a little bit. We'll throw in some text. So we'll say total equals 2 arrows after the quotes, and we're gonna do, let's add it, oh shoot, let's add some, my bad, but we're gonna go up one line and we're gonna press enter and make some new variables. So we're gonna make an int first and a int second. So first we'll have the value of, let's see, 28. Second we'll have the value of 14. So first divided by second, 2 arrows in line, and C out, 2 arrows, put in your quotes, remainder, so first divided by second, you get a total of 2 and your remainder is going to be 0. So we'll do first percentage, second, 2 arrows, end line, and now we're going to switch it up. So first equals 32. Excuse me. Again, I don't know. I mean, this is like I don't know how many tries I've done so far. 26 minutes in. Hopefully this video isn't too long. Probably like my 4th try. First video was really good, but then kind of just cut off right when I started coding, so that kind of sucks. But second equals 6. So 6 can only go into 35 times, and you have a remainder of 2. So C out, 2 arrows, space, we'll throw in a total. So press quote sign, shift quotes actually is, yeah. Oh, thought I had to sneeze. Shift quotes should actually bring up 2 quotes at the same time, and you'll just should be able to just start typing right away. Also, I forgot, there's a little trick if you want to move to the next line. \n, it'll shift you to the next line in your code when you print it out. So after your quotes, 2 arrows, first divided by second. And now that we've made first equal 32, it has a new value. It's no longer 28. Same with second, it's no longer 14. But yeah, 2 arrows, end line, semicolon, right? C out, and we're gonna, whoops, remainder equals quote sign, because I accidentally deleted it, first percentage sign, second, space after second, 2 arrows, end line, semicolon, and I'll just give you a second. You're probably writing this down right now. So yeah, that's how you work with remainders. We didn't need to include the total, but it would be good just so you can see it. And we're gonna build and run it. Control F9, Control F10. Let's see what we get. I don't think I pressed build. Okay, here we go. So we're down here with our totals. Totals is 14. No remainder because 14 divided by, 28 divided by 14 is 2. There's no remainder. And the space I was talking about again, between remainder and total equaling 5, is this n. Backspace n. Backslash n. I accidentally left a space, so that's why you see this little gap between total right here. I'll zoom up to it. Don't even need to worry about it. But yeah, so first, or 32 divided by 6 is 5, and you'll have a remainder of 2. You're 32. For now, I think that's good. Next video probably be about characters or functions. I'll have to decide. Maybe might not even be that, to be honest. Probably characters. Characters or strings. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully it was good. I don't know if the screen was too small to even look at, but I'll see in post-production. Yeah, post. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Enjoy. Subscribe, like, share. What else? Follow me on Twitter. Like my Facebook. Yep. Bye-bye.